One summer moment can change a child's life. Through Toys for Tots Give and Go initiative, your support provides books, games, toys, and outdoor adventures that spark curiosity, creativity, and a love of nature. Whether it's fishing, learning a new sport, reading under a tree, or playing with friends, these moments build confidence and lifelong memories. For too many children, those moments never come. You can help change that this summer. Visit toysfortots.org. Toys for Tots, delivering hope beyond the holidays.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. You see? Taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
And tonight on the Rita Cosby Show, President Trump keeping an eye on Iran in the Situation Room. And of course, he turns 80 this Sunday. It's Flag Day appropriately, and it's President Trump's birthday. And he was asked, what's your message on your birthday? What do you want? Take a listen.
That's my second question. Besides peace in the Middle East, what do you wish yourself for your birthday?
For my birthday? Well, I'll go a step bigger. Peace for the world, okay? Peace for the world. Middle East, yes. Peace for the whole world, yeah.
That's a good answer. And hopefully we can get at least peace against Iran. Let's start with that, right? That is a big enough one. That's like 90% of the cake right now, at least in the forefront. In the meantime, you guys, lots of big news coming out here on the Rita Cosby Show. Just in the last little bit, Moshe Mundawi, he led those pro-Palestinian riots at Columbia University. He has received an order to be deported to Jordan. So I say good news and good riddance. Also, the other big story, too, is that pro-Palestinian activists, they have been accused of an intimidation campaign against the University of Michigan officials. And this is a whole bunch of them that were accused of conspiring to run a criminal intimidation campaign against the University of Michigan while they were trying to force the school to cut financial ties to Israel. They have been exposed and they have now been indicted. So good news on that front. And speaking of those who have been opposing Israel and have been coddling terrorists, let's get to Adam Holloway. And of course, he is in New Jersey. Now, Adam Holloway, this is the guy who just won the primary there in the New Jersey district, Passaic, Bergen, that area. It's unbelievable that this guy, you got Graham Plattner in Maine, you got Talafrico, as I call him, in Texas, and then you got Adam Holloway in New Jersey. And this is the guy who is tied to the guy who was the mastermind behind the 1993 World Trade Center bombing, the Blind Sheikh. And President Trump was asked about him today, and he said he just can't believe what's going on in the Democratic Party, that they'd have somebody like this. Yeah, admitted he knocked down the World Trade Center, and this guy who's now running, he just won the primary recently, he voluntarily testified in the trial for the Blind Sheikh. Sign me up. Oh, yeah, I was in the car when he talked about jihad all the time. And oh, yeah, he was behind the 1993 bombing. Oh, but he's such a nice guy. What? Was he misunderstood? Did he just happen to be in the car and overhear those things and he thinks jihad's like the name of a song or something? I mean, is there something that this guy doesn't get? Or is there something that the voters who picked this guy don't get? It's shocking that he's there. And then you got, of course, Graham Plattner. We called that race last night. I mean, it happened. We all heard it together. I couldn't believe it that I had to announce that that guy has won the primary there in Maine. And then you've got Talarico down there, who's also said some really crazy things. The six genders, the guy who says that God is non-binary. These are the candidates this year. And the stakes couldn't be higher, because think about it. If, as we were just talking about, President Trump, thank goodness he's the guy at the helm at this time. Imagine if Kamala Harris had won. It'd be like a free-for-all in America. It'd be overrun with illegal immigrants. Remember, it was about 20 million that came in under Joe Biden. It was come one, come all under Joe Biden. And Kamala Harris would have absolutely continued that policy because she thought it was such a great thing. And as we've seen from the way that they have been villainizing ICE agents and the way that they've been turning a blind eye and coddling so many people that are in, like, say, the detention center there in Newark. And when you look at all of those things, they're like Oh, what's the problem? We've got to make sure that they have a nice cozy bed and make sure they have tea and crumpets. They're like bending over backwards for illegal immigrants. And for some reason, they don't seem to be valuing American citizens that way, or at least law enforcement that way. It's shocking. It's absolutely shocking. And case in point, all you have to do is look at what is going on in Northern Ireland, in Belfast. This is really troubling. They've had all these protests and riots in the last few days. And when I look at it as like a warning to the United States as what could happen here if you had even more chaos than what Joe Biden brought in with that wide open southern border. Because if you look at a lot of parts of Europe, it is overrun with illegal immigration. And it's been this come one, come all, not checking, not verifying, not seeing if they have a criminal history. And all of that has opened up a very dangerous door. And there was a case recently in Northern Ireland where a Sudanese immigrant suddenly went on a stabbing spree and he was trying to behead somebody in the middle of the street in Belfast. Can you imagine how frightening is that? It's a guy who tried to claim asylum years ago, and suddenly people in the community saw this happening. They stopped it, thank goodness. The guy survived, but he lost an eye and has had some very, very serious health issues. You can imagine what this, happened and how terrifying it comes after there was a guy in London who recently went on a stabbing spree and was going after Jewish citizens. It's really, really frightening. And if you've been to London recently, I haven't been in a few years, but I remember the last time I went, it was like, definitely there was a Muslim invasion. I mean, I didn't even recognize London. My parents met in London. And so for me, it's like, oh my goodness, it doesn't even look like the London through the years that I have been to. It's a very different place. And Bill O'Reilly, I remember talking with him a couple of days ago, and he was telling me they have 60 Sharia courts in England, 60 Sharia courts, Sharia law. So if they have some problem and you espouse Sharia, you don't go to a regular court, you go to a Sharia court in London. They've set up this whole separate system. In Paris, we know they have some no-go zones that only Muslims can go to. I mean, that's a very frightening situation. They've surrendered their country. And that's what's happening in Belfast now. And people are very upset. So that's why they've had riots and protests. Not that you want to see any damage or anything like that. But if you look at what's happened here, they are fed up and saying this illegal immigration cannot happen. We cannot have these people with criminal histories just roaming the streets and endangering our citizens. Here's a little bit of the sounds from some of those protests, quote, riots there. It's getting a little crazy in Belfast. And earlier today, we were talking with Katie McFarland, former Deputy National Security Advisor under President Trump. And she says it's clear that a message is being sent by folks who are just saying they cannot take it anymore. And she says Europe is really falling.
Thanks for listening to The Rita Cosby Show. You can hear The Rita Cosby Show weeknights at 10 on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?